Hello, my name is Jaja Pratt. I live in Titusville, Florida. I am the mother of two beautiful kids. I'm a single mom, unfortunately. Um, I've been living in Titusville, Florida all my life except for when I went away to school and came back. But I decided that I was going to pick up my education and just continue it. And I took a long pause, but I'm back. Um, this class is Human Service Counseling 508, interpersonal communication. This is an interpersonal communication project. And I'm definitely going to be reading from my PowerPoint presentation. I'm just going to scan over it to, I don't want to go word from word, but interpersonal communication, according to Stewart, is the kind of communication, interpersonal, any kind of communication that you have within the run of a day. We all encounter interpersonal communications throughout the day. And friends, family members, anybody, customers, customer services, just everywhere. And I think I'm going to go back to my introduction. My main thing and the reason that I started back going to school is because I'm really passionate about people. I love people, and I love helping people. I love just being there for people, supporting people, encouraging people. And I don't know where it comes from. It probably comes from my mom. It probably comes from my grandmother or my grandfather, because they were very passionate people and they were Christian people. They raised me to be a Christian, and they raised me to love people, all people. And I can remember as a little kid just admiring people, just watching people talk and just watching people movements and stuff like that. So I just, as I grew up, I was in sports and all that good stuff, and I decided, hey, I want to major in psychology because I want to learn people. I want to learn more about people, and that's exactly what I did. Well, I'm picking up from a long ways now, and I'm going to skip to my overarching goals. I'm currently in my master's program, like I said, executive leadership. My goal is to help people. Over the years, I've been preparing myself to be a beacon for people, and my goals are leadership presence, strategic thinking, leading, listening, and collaboration. And leadership presence, I just want to be able to communicate and inspire people. And I think I can't remember being in my communications class and doing a communication speak, and I just love trying to teach people different things, and positive stuff. I'm a naturalist, so I try to teach people that, and I tell them the good sides, the upsides of doing that, other than conventional. I'm going off key, but anyways, I just love helping people. And strategic thinking, is my ability to help them see the bigger picture. And a lot of times people are discouraged for whatever reason. I worked in a lot of fields where you find so many people that are discouraged. And my thing is, I want people to see the good in everything. Not just because something you're going through is bad, it doesn't mean that, oh, it's the end of the world. There's always something behind whatever you're going through that once you get past it, you're going to say, wow, that was just an experience that I needed to go through in order to get to this phase in my life. Well, that's my church background. And also listening, learning to pay more attention to people. I try to pride myself on listening, and I try to make sure I'm not trying to form thoughts. I try to make sure that I give eye contact. I try to make sure that I nod while they're talking, to let them know that I understand. I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm not commenting, but I hear what you're saying. And I like to let people finish talking, and then I would like to play back and let them know that I heard what they said. So by paraphrasing some of the stuff that they say, and let them know that I was actually listening. And collaboration is to be a better person, to help people and work together, achieve goals together, not just set out to achieve goals because it's mine. I just like to help other people achieve their goals as well. And back to the importance of interpersonal communication. It's just, it's effective listening is everything when it comes to communication, and just letting people know that you're actually here. And I know I've came across a lot of people just going to the stores or whatever it may be, and not even knowing them, but they'll make a comment, and I'll give them my full attention, like as if I knew them all my life. But that's just who I am. And when I give them my full attention, it's almost like they're like, you know, wow, thank you for listening. And I just had an incident at work. The way this lady, she actually flatlined, but she took a pill just in time. And when she came to, she saw me. I was the first person she saw. And when she came back, she came to my office especially to tell me thanks, because I was the first face that she saw at that time. And you know, I want to put myself in situations like that to where I want to be there for people that I don't even know, you know, and to communicate and talk with people and let them know that I do understand, you know, what's going on. And I'm skipping a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to read everything word for word, because I did put together a pretty decent PowerPoint presentation. I hope it's pretty decent. Okay. Background and influences. My background, I'm an African American female, as you can see. I have 2-parent household. My parents were together till my dad turned 72. He passed away, I think, 2004. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. I'm the youngest. We have 4 degrees in our family. Most of the degrees are in education or either business, and we have 1 PhD, which is in education as well. I'm athletic. I've been in all types of athletic sports. I've actually competed for USA meets and all that good stuff. And I'm a curious person, very curious, and that comes from my grandfather, and that they teach you to sit still and watch and pay attention, watch what's going on around you. I try to teach my daughter the same thing. I'm motivated. I'm always motivated, and like I always tell people, my glass is always half full. I'm always motivated. I'm never depressed. I'm a leader. I'm an encourager. And my background influences I can give, like you've already heard me say, my grandparents and my mother. My background influences is the people in my life is my parents and my grandparents. I can remember living with my grandmother, and my grandmother, on my mother's side, she taught me how to read the Bible, how to pray, you know, and all that good stuff. My grandfather on my mother's side did the same as well. So those are some big influences in my life, very big influences in my life. Now, negative influences that I've encountered in my life is prejudice, hate, injustice, and ignorance. And I don't like to touch on those subjects because I like to think that we're all the same, and I like to let people know that God created us all the same and He loves us all equally. And I just don't like people that are not educated or don't want to be educated enough to actually learn other people or other, you know, races or whatever it may be. And to me, it's just sad. To me, it's really sad, because you miss out on a lot of people and a lot of happiness because you're too busy either judging or putting somebody down or trying to learn to hate. And that's such a hard thing to do. Learning to hate takes a lot of work, but learning to love a person is so easy. But hate, you have to continually remind yourself that you hate. But when you love, it's just natural. Positive influences, of course, is God, a loving family, respect, honesty, and discipline. One of my main things honesty. I teach my daughter that all the time, honesty. One thing about it is when people can when you're not honest, people tend to not want to be around you. They can't take you for face value. And it just ruins your character. You just practice it. Let it always be a part of your life. Just be honest for everybody. Now, my behavioral blends is I did the assessment, and I'm not going to say I completely understand it all, but when I read it and it said this is expected of me, and it was like IS or SI, others see me as a people person. They got me, they pegged me, yeah. Okay, and then this is me. Wow. When I'm all across the board here, it's ISC or ICS or SCI or SIC or CIS or CSI. I'm thinking, wow, am I confused or did they peg me right or can they peg me or? But anyways, it says this is me. I tend to be more passive than active, and I have strong people skills. I don't think I'm that passive, but that's what the test say. Let's see. Okay, my communication barriers, and I'm only using these barriers. I'm at work, in my workplace, because most of my barriers come from work. I'm a woman supervisor, first of all, in the workplace, and I work with men. And I'm not saying that all men don't like a woman's, piping out orders to them or whatever, but that's a big barrier at work. So I have to be really strategic in how I speak and to make sure I'm speaking in a manner to where I'm not being bossy, but just being, a supervisor. Emotional barriers. We got a lot of people with different emotions at work that when you think that you're relaying a message and then the message gets back to you that person didn't take it the right way, so then all the emotions get all out of whack at work and you got to go into meetings. Well, those are barriers. Different ideas, people with different ideas, those are barriers. They're only a barrier if people don't want to bend or people don't want to meet each other in the middle. But if you have different ideas, that's a good thing because everybody needs to learn how to mesh their ideas. Ethics and morals. I came across that at work as well. Some people doing things they just should not do, not even in the real world, And to me, that plays a big part in our lives as adults. We have to set the example because you have kids watching, you have children that you're raising. So those two things come to me are pretty big, high on the chart. And cultural differences, of course. We struggle with our differences as cultures, and I don't understand why we still do as we grow older. We shouldn't, but we do. Okay. Resources, strategies. My resources, of course, is Jesus Christ, that Bible, and staying plugged into my church. My church family is awesome. I love them. They're so helpful. And we've been in the church, that's our church now for so many years, and the people are just loving people. And that's like a resource to me. That's almost like going, every Sunday it's almost like I'm going to refuel. I don't get a chance to go to many Bible studies and stuff like that because I'm so busy doing other things, which I need to, make time. But I can say the Lord keeps me grounded, keeps me on my toes. Education is another resource. By keeping myself well informed, I want to always be up on being able to get in where I fit in. And I teach my staff the same thing. If they got any type of trainings, anything, I will never hold you back. Always go and educate yourself and keep yourself abreast. And the next one was on-the-job training, which on-the-job training actually allowed me to climb to where I was. I started off completely as an aide, and I went from aide to just all the way up to supervisor. I don't know if I want to go any further. I don't want to get into the politics, but anyways. And also another resource for me would be like-minded people. I like to surround myself around people that not think like me, but think in a way that's helpful for other people. I like to be around people that's doing things for other people, that's doing great things for people and giving of themselves, and I call that like-minded because I'm similar to that. I'm like-minded to keep myself around positive people and God-fearing people, and to remind me who is the head of my life, of course. And my action plan is to obtain my master's degree by August 2017. And the steps I'm taking is to work on my communication skills. Always can work on those. Active listening, speak clear and precise, stay focused and on goals, and choose courses that work well with each other so that I don't get off track and get overwhelmed. Because sometimes I get those classes that have tests at the same time, essays at the same time, and I get so bogged down till I get like frustrated. So I'm gonna make sure I pay more attention to that as well. And my conclusion, it said either give a quote or whatever. So this is my quote: aim for success, not perfection. Never give up on your right to be wrong, because then you will lose your ability to learn new things and move forward with your life. Remember that fear always lurks behind perfectionism. David Burns. Thank you. Bye.